I said, now I do have a couple customers that do not want to, they want to deal with it. So I use my guy and the customer call me, put it in order and I get it. So, which I do that with some other businesses as well, so. It makes it simple. Yep. So I leave that up to the person, because some people are like, no, you can't. You know, so. Yeah, Andy has it. And it's stupid expensive. I had a load haul to town. Almost $800 for AIDS.
For AIDS?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that was Lincoln Park AIDS. The problem is like the other out of Greencastle, they're getting a lot softer rock and it just degrades sitting there, just disintegrates. It's really soft. So it's good for bedding bikes or something, but other than that, you wouldn't want it on the driveway. So, but they're not.
Okay. You have the line over there.
A lot of it's going to this like metal project. So it's almost impossible to get things out of there. 53's same way, it's all on.
I'm looking to expand my driveway. My fire department regarding so.
Well, some of those guys have been using, that slag from the mill. And it's a fairly inexpensive alternative and it does pretty well. It is decent stuff. Especially, it's a lot easier to deal with for the things to get. So I can use like one quick new drives, all of them. And then later on. So we can buy some little large rock, but just we put in a base driveway. And once they're gonna put concrete on it, if they're not gonna put concrete on it, we'll use slag. You would have to make it. You want?
I call this meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
call, please. Mary Stokes present.
Family with present.
Carol Lake present. And Patrick.
No, I'm here as well. Patrick Jones.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Okay, what is your name?
Getting to approve meeting minutes from 3/3/2026 regular meeting minutes.
I move we approve the meeting minutes of 3/3/26 regular meeting minutes.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
I move we approve the claims of April 2026 docket.
I move to approve the April 2026 docket.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We need to approve the February 2026 bank reconciliation as presented.
I move that we approve them. Did you already say that?
No, go ahead.
I move that we approve 2026 bank reconciliation as presented.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move, is that the last one?
Do March 2020.
March 2026, okay. I move to approve the March 2026 bank reconciliation as presented.
Make a motion to approve March 2026 bank reconciliation as presented.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public request to speak on topics not related to an agenda item.
We need to consider Brightspeed fiber internet contract. We were paying like almost $1,200 a month currently for internet fiber. And we've got to sign a new contract, either a 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year. A 1 year contract in Brightspeed is $849 and $0 with a $500 installation fee. A 2 year contract would be $770 a month with a $500 installation fee. And a 3 year contract would be $556 with a $500 installation fee. We talked about it last month. I think it is unlimited. That's the one. I wanted to make sure that was right. And just in general, I thought it was horribly high. But we've got to have internet.
We've got to have it.
$1,200 is ludicrous.
Yeah. I agree. But if we go to a 2 year, that's not too much longer. The 3 year, I think things will change a lot in 3 year. What do you think?
I'm in agreement, I think. Josh, you have no clue on Comcast or anything like that, correct?
The last I had anything from them is it's not gonna be until sometime towards the end of summer. But we gave them what they call a Make Ready, which is where we had, they sent us what they were wanting to do in town. And I sent it to INPA and had them review everything and then the pole replacements and all that stuff, so we gave them cost estimate. And they have not gotten back with us with that yet. So that may be pushed out a little bit longer, so I don't know.
So 2 year would not be a bad thing.
At this time, I would not say it'd be a bad thing. I mean, it's what we're presented, it's what we have to our options right now, so at least if we get a 2 year, then we'll know for sure what Comcast is like. So.
The 2 year. All right. Motion for the 2 year.
Yes. I move that we consider Brightspeed fiber internet contract for 2 years at $770 per year, $500 installation fee.
Second that.
All in favor?
Per month.
Per month. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't say that. It's per month, state at the $770.
Correct. I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. All right. Sewer upgrade project. John Query, John.
Hey, good evening. John Query for the record with HWC. On the wastewater treatment plant project, contractor made a lot of progress since our last meeting. They completed the work in the digester tanks and the post aeration tanks. installed the effluent pumps and sludge pumps along with the control panels for those. And so they've kind of got that tail end part of the plant with the digesters and the post aeration and the UV up and operational and working. Now they're focusing on the SBR tank, the new SBR tank for treatment. They've been working on that here this week, installing the influent vault and effluent vault, and we're starting to work on the equipment in the SBR. So they're moving along. It's probably going to extend into June for final completion on the project, but things are going pretty well at the wastewater plant right now. So, any questions on that, on the wastewater treatment plant project?
I don't have anything.
No, you're satisfied with how it's going then? You're satisfied with how it's going?
Yeah, it started off a little slow, but they picked up. It's going better now, and they've got the majority of the contingency remaining that they started with, even with a change that occurred early with the main lift station influent pumps. So that part is good. So
It's great.
With that, I do have, if I could also talk about the State Road 75 and Lowry Street NDOT project.
Sure.
I have a change order on that. I coordinated with Josh on this and sent it to Lori, but I understand she's out as well as Shane. So this is a deductive change order, so it's a decrease. It's actually a decrease of $72,444 from the original contract. Encompass several different items. I'll run through those here real quick. The first item is a quantity difference between open cut and jack and bore. As you recall, when they were jack and boring State Road 75, they hit the gas main, had the gas main issue there. So they had to end up open cutting a large portion of that rather than jack and bore. Open cutting is less expensive than the jack and bore, so that resulted in a pretty significant decrease. They did have to put a casing pipe over that open cut installation, just like the jack and bore would have had, so that added some cost back in, but overall that was still a significant decrease for the open cut. They were able to utilize an existing manhole rather than installing a new manhole. They were able to keep that in place. That saved them almost $15,000. So that was a decrease. Maintenance of traffic was primarily completed by NDOT, so there was some savings to the contractor, to the PAF contractor in this case, on that component of the project. And then the last item was liquidated damages. They didn't meet their completion date. They had a manhole that took them, they couldn't get to pass the air test, and so they had to line the manhole and then get it successfully tested after they lined it. So there were liquidated damages, about 8 days, $2,000 a day. So that was $16,000 decrease there. So all those items added together, that's what results in that decrease of $72,444.
Okay.
So that takes their contract amount from $363,906 down to $291,462. So that's what I would present for your consideration tonight, is that change order for the decrease amount, $72,444.
So what was that again, John?
72,444.
Need a motion.
Yeah.
And what was the contractor, the full name of the contractor?
PAF.
PAF Construction. Yeah.
Okay, I make, got anything to add?
No,
I make a motion to accept the, $72,445, decrease in the contract from PAF Construction on the State Road 75 project.
I will second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. That it, John?
That's all I have for tonight. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay. See ya.
If you don't hear of giving money back, so.
no.
How horrible it is to get for you. That doesn't happen. I had somebody pay me twice today. Of course,
Must be in the air.
that's a little vague, or I paid this, so that kind of hurt a little.
Move to accept the resolution.
Yeah, that's the next, I'm a new business.
That's all I'll make sure. Farmers market is beginning April 18th. And, I make a resolution that we permit the farmers market as, Jason had presented it. And, that's,
Resolution
Oh.
26.
Okay, if you make a
Okay.
motion to approve resolution 26,
Yeah.
wait,
2026.
yeah, okay. I move we, accept resolution 2026-404.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Where will they be?
Downtown hall.
And how far will they go to fall?
Third week of September, I believe is the 18th of September.
Okay,
Says April 18th, 2026 to conclude September 19th, 2026. And problem. Hopefully it is a good year.
Yes.
We've got the second quarter 2026 electric rate tracking factor. Looks like the rate adjustment shall be on the basis of the purchase power cost adjustment tracking factor. Gauged solely by changes in the cost of purchase power and energy. Rate adjustment applicable to the above listed rate schedules. The new rate will be 0.007006 per kilowatt hour per month. I think that's
Which is
down,
actually a decrease.
down just a touch.
Not a lot, but it is a decrease. So an average for 500 kilowatts, it'll be $1.34 cheaper.
So he's all sorts of good news. Just dark scared, I think.
Any questions on rate adjustment? Make a motion to approve the rate adjustment.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Was there anybody here from RDC?
Jared's up there.
Hey, good evening. Jared Hall with Cronin Associates for financial advisors for the town and the redevelopment commission. And tonight, so the statute requires that the RDC annually prepares a report of prior year activities. And that requirement, they're required to, the term is present to the town council those findings in that report. And so tonight I'm here on behalf of the RDC to go through the report with you all and answer any questions. It's not really anything you need to do other than we just like I said, it needs to be presented to you, documented, and then some of this information will get uploaded to the gateway, the state portal, so the information will be available publicly. I believe you all have in your council packet the report from us. It's got a letter on the cover with our name at the top there. But I'll go ahead and jump in here. So Appendix A, we're required, we go through and identify those members that were on the redevelopment commission. So we had and so all this data is 2025. So if anything has changed in the first 4 months here of 26, it wouldn't be reflected in this report. But you had Tina, Les, Katie, Shane, and Jennifer were members of the RDC. The RDC did not have any what it call regular employees or kind of traditional full-time employees. And we'll go through the financials here in the following appendixes, the financials and the parcel listing. And then down there on note F, any information necessary to disclose. So in 2025, the town or the wastewater utility took out a bond to pay for the project that John just discussed. And so the RDC had made the pledge of $100,000 a year annually from their funds to help repay, repay the debt service on those bonds, effectively helping to minimize the rate impact to the customers. We also, the RDC also in 2025 created a new TIF area, the Darlington Villas, and that was a residential TIF area. So it was created in 25. It's not yet generating any increment because it takes some time for assessments to come in, growth, collection of money, all those things. But we did note that it was a new area that was created in 2025. Is there any questions on that?
Don't believe so.
All right.
So,
Go ahead and flip. Sorry. Go ahead and flip to Appendix B. So what we've done is put together a summary of revenues, expenditures, and cash balances, and we did separate them. So I'm sure as most of you are aware, we have the FTIC TIF, which is a county TIF, but we have an agreement with the county that they collect the increment from that area. They make payment on, there's some bonds associated with that, make payments on those bonds. And then the funds remaining effectively come back to the town or the RDC. So you'll see there, we started the year of 2025 with $676,613. That generates, it's about $200,000 a year. It goes up and down depending on assessments, tax rates, things like that. But generally right now it's bringing in about $200,000 a year. That money is invested, so it's generating some decent interest income there of almost $28,000. And then you'll see we had some expenditures related to, and I think some of that was related to economic development, like those attorney fees, consulting services, things like that. There's the contribution to the sewer bond. So we had a half of our first 6-month contribution, so it was $50,000. And then I know RDC had made some significant capital investments throughout the town on some different projects there. So, they brought in about $250,000, but we spent, $465,000. But I think a big portion of that was on a lot of projects there around town that needed to be done. So we end the year or in 2025 with a cash balance of $461,268. We also have the Jamestown downtown TIF. Not as much activity going on in that one. We started the year at $978,000. It's bringing in about $2,400 a year. That is going up every year a little bit at a time, which I think that was to be expected. We haven't spent any money out of there, so we ended 25 with $3,488.
Jared, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How much the Jamestown downtown TIF was to start with?
Could you say that again? I'm sorry.
How much did you say the Jamestown downtown TIF fund was?
At the beginning of 2025, it was $978.
Okay, I thought you said something. I thought you said 1,000.
Yes.
Okay, I thought
I may have. I apologize. Yeah, it's right there on that schedule on the top right, that number right there.
Okay.
All right. I know everybody else has good news of money coming back. I'm not spending money, but I don't have any money to give back on the here. This presentation.
Is that right?
All right, so we can move on to Appendix C. So this would be any information related to debt. As I mentioned, there's the outstanding sewage works revenue bonds, which has $100,000 annual pledge from the RDC. Of course, there's other debt service that is covered by the net revenues of the wastewater utility. At the end of 25, that the bond in total outstanding was $4 million. And then the final schedule here, Appendix D, is a parcel listing of the parcels within the TIF areas. And you can see we have gross AV, net AV, base, and then incremental AV or captured. And when I say AV, I'm sorry, assessed value. We did go through one of the things that as the RDC reviewed this, they identified a couple of parcels that actually they changed tax status and that we need to include. And so while we can't go back and change 25, we have been corresponding with the county to kind of get those get it corrected, fixed going forward. So nothing I would consider like material, but going through this process does kind of, it allows and forces everybody to really look at, the details that sometimes get overlooked as we're kind of moving through things. So this is the report. I believe it has been updated in Gateway, and it may have been published because Lori was gone. So we had to get it done by the 15th. But as I mentioned, there's nothing you all need to do necessarily as far as make a motion or anything like that. We just document that it has been presented to you all, and happy to answer any questions.
I don't think I have anything either. I think we're good, Gary.
Okay, thank you, Jared.
Yeah, you guys have a good evening.
You too.
So with that being said,
Pretty close to 7 o'clock, that's good. We have 15 minutes.
a motion to accept the RDC report from 2025, I believe it was.
I said so. Or you need a motion.
Get a motion.
You need to get a motion. Okay.
Can I get a motion? For the RDC 2025 annual financial report.
Okay, I move that we accept the
RDC.
I'm sorry, my papers have gotten switched over. Thank you. RDC 2025 annual financial report.
Nice second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right.
Okay.
Dropping stuff. Falling apart without our favorite city.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's going fast.
Town attorney, anything to report?
I don't have anything, we're working. So.
Well, say it again. Easement for what?
The Purdy property.
Oh.
Easement. It's been discussed all the meetings, I think, so we're working on getting that language put together.
Good. Tilly's.
Not much to report. John went over pretty much projects. The housing addition, pretty much expect them to start filing for bids any day. Secondary plat wanted. So therefore, they should be good to go. We'll start full permits. With the easement with Purdy's dragging on, we are going to have to do a temporary power from the other voltage over to it until we get everything finalized so that we can start going through the field there.
Why is it taking?
Lawyers,
Oh. No, thanks back.
lawyers got involved.
Okay, that's it.
So, not necessarily our lawyer, but
No.
first have to write the representation and things just started dragging out from there.
Okay.
I think it's in a good place now.
Right. So, other than that, really, we had some issues with some site restoration off-site of the housing addition, which I've addressed with Merit. They're, just as far as some dirt work that needs to be redone, they came in and seeded. The contractor came in and seeded it, and it's not up to par in the easement there, so therefore they're gonna come back and redo it. They, on 75, Calumet came in Monday. Did the patch work that needed done. They will be here tomorrow paving. So traffic down that end, it'll be divided down to one lane at a time while they're paving. So they, it'll be open, but yet it'll be limited. PAF maybe
Will that be?
just should be tomorrow.
Sorry.
For the paving, that'll be just tomorrow. Does not mean there won't be more work down there, just the paving.
3 good projects.
PAF is started doing their site restoration. So hopefully we can get them to finish their stuff up and we can wash our hands.
Are they doing it in a timely manner?
They should be here this week to finish up.
Okay, gotcha.
That is the next problem that we'll probably have. But as of right now, the lip service says they will be here this week.
And who was that?
That's PAFR, the contractor that was doing the work for the town. So, so yes, we may be pooling the money that was left in there to hire another contractor to finish the work. But we will see.
Thank you.
But that's all I've got. If you guys have any questions, me?
I have one thing that I noticed a week or so ago, and I'm kind of monitoring it, but I did stop and talk to Sharon about it on Vine Street. She actually said he came in and took it. There's a real wet spot. Did you go look?
On Vine Street, we went and looked at it. What it is the hill is so saturated with water. Same thing happens down on Shane and Lori's Road.
Does it?
When the hill gets so saturated with water, I say hill, your front yard is high.
Look at it again, because I think the meter's leaking. It's standing at the meter and the grass is like this tall and really green.
When there's nothing coming up saying there's a leak. So, I mean, as far as that, I mean, I can stop by and look.
But it looks like I've kind of been taking a look at it the last few days, and it's kind of like a steady trickle
Right.
where
Like I said, the same thing happens on Oak Street. It comes out of right there by the driveway and will run. And with as much water as it's in the ground right now, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, we had so much snow melt, then rain, and even more rain. But I will go by and
after talking to
we'll
her,
pump out the meter and take a look. But we,
with her, I was like, well, I'll just see if you can stop by. Take a look at it.
because what it looked like when I looked at it last was it was coming off of the White House's property and then coming down through that way. So when I looked at it earlier this year, she had mentioned that there was something that we can.
Now, kind of almost when I was out there the other day, because I walked the dogs that way, it's about a 10-foot circle. And it's dry to the west, and it's, of course, running down towards that drainage, but just take a look at it.
No, no problem. I will take care
I'd hate for it to be something like this and cause a big mess, so.
So.
With all the good luck we've had in this meeting, getting money back. He was saying a little somewhere.
Hey, Josh, on 136, I know this is state highway, but it's been very wet down all the way across the street there. It rains.
Where? Down at the drainage?
Yeah,
You want to know what it is?
yeah.
The state says they have no idea of any easements off of any streets or alleys. So therefore, they have no recourse on anything. Even though they installed it years and years ago, but in layman's terms is they aren't going to do anything about it.
How much would it cost the town to fix
I love it.
it?
Oh, it would cost us way over $100,000. Not to mention, I don't know what the railroad company would ask for if they would make us increase our liability umbrella another $1 million like they did the last time we were in there. So, no. We're at 3 last I knew, so I'm assuming they would add another $1 million, so we'd be at 4 million, which increases our overall insurance. So, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
That's the car wash.
Free undercoat wash, underbody washing.
Whether you do it or not.
Jamestown Police Department.
Good evening. March of 26th, we had 27 traffic stops, 3 citations issued, 20 warnings. We had 6 runs assisting another law enforcement agency, 2 runs assisting fire EMS, 1 case report, 1 burglary alarm. Had 1 civil disturbance, 3 reports of suspicious activity, 1 ongoing investigation after actually 2 investigations. We got 28 extra patrols, 20 police services. Again, that's catch all for lockouts, jump starts, questions about neighbor's dog peeing in someone else's yard, those sorts of things. We had, speaking of which, we had 2 runs for animal or dog related activities. We had 5 warning services. 2 of those were warning letters which were sent out. And 2 vehicles tagged. The vehicles were removed by the owners. Town didn't have to take any further action on that. We have 3 inspections or follow-ups. That are approximately a little over 2 hours of running some enforcement activity. 98 calls for the month. Starting back in February, I removed a vehicle by statute. It was a small pop-up camper. And we've discussed this property in this meeting a few times. 409 West Elm Street. Trying to work with this individual. There's not a house in the property, there's a garage. I'm pretty easy to go along with when it comes to ordinances and to a full, not accused of being a bit lenient. It's not my favorite thing. I don't like having to tell a grown up, hey, your grass, dude, like, have you seen them over? Like, I'm not trying to be the dad, and the same goes for junk in your yard, especially in half the susceptible mold and manifest. Damn. So, in response to my removal of the vehicle after many warnings, I got a letter in the mail from him quoting some Bible verses, ironically, the book of Romans, which I could count on any day of the week, but I won't for professional reasons. But he's not happy with that. I just want to address it and say, look, it's really easy to not have me take your camper. Maybe comply with the ordinance. I don't make the ordinances. And I try to be extremely fair about it. So it's that time of year. Grass is going to become an issue. Again, we've got a lot of new folks in town. Pam, I know, tries her hardest to make sure these folks that are coming in, get a packet, they understand what's expected of them. Just to be a good neighbor. Town clean. We can rent one of those buses and go on a tour of greater West Central Indiana and look at other towns who don't enforce ordinances. We can kind of see what that's like. We don't want to do that. Something else, I've spoken just very briefly to Shane about this. I've had a couple opportunities to do some off-duty work. I don't do a lot of it. A couple times a month, maybe I'll sit in the driveway and then what? Quite a lot. And I do this to supplement my income. It's worked out really well. I put gas in the town's vehicle. Feel like we got a good partnership. We don't use it. I've had a couple of issues come up with the employment form. We do have some work that has to be completed by the employee, individual or entity. And it's been kicked back a few times. Once was the turkey trot in Huntsville at Thanksgiving. They did not want to send it for like, wait a few minutes. They felt that it's way too much liability. And I think Chamber. I don't know why or something having this issue. Patrick, I might send it to you. Shane, the rest of the council, see what's the issue. I think it may be an issue of interpretation. I really don't think this. I think some of the verbiage refers to, hey, if you don't provide workers' comp insurance, cool. Officer, as they don't. He's running. And for some reason, they interpret that as a lot. Why no other agency has had this issue? Yeah. The other agencies form, it's just like it's really antiquated there. I don't know. But we send that out. Move Over Outfitters is a company in Lafayette who does the light siren installs for a lot of police agencies. And previously had done them for us for a long time. We had moved to a closer installer in Danville. My understanding is they're not the same. Or they've sold the business to somebody that I don't know. And it's been difficult to get them to be responsive. So we were having some issues just wear and tear with the lighting system on my Tahoe. Actually, both of them need addressed. Some of it's warranty, so it's just like I said, wear and tear. Move Over's done a quote. We're going to take mine in and do some repairs. And then the graphics are starting to peel off. Usually we have to get new graphics at least once. So we've been asked to do basically the same thing as what we'll do, but so we'll have to. My Tahoe we had an unfortunate incident with a little stupid plastic barrels because of Walnut Street, because NDOT doesn't want to finish a project on time. I digress. The door on my Tahoe got scratched by a plastic barrel, which I didn't even really know was possible, but it did, and it looked stupid. I took it to a body shop we've used before, and they wanted $4,000 to fix this, and I told them that was stupid. So we're going to get in on that. If it's $4,000 at the other shop, we're selling like it. But I'd like to see it fixed.
Ranch.
Yeah, it's like a basketball sized area that's just scratched. And they want $4,000.
Okay.
That's all I got.
We will, when you want it,
If we can wait until we can, yeah, we'll move until last. How about that?
yes. So, let's go with building and planning. I think we got a report here. Yeah. I believe so. We had, for March 2026, it looks like we had 3 new permits, 1 inspection, and looks like we're waiting on 1, 2, 3 applications submitted, not yet approved, waiting on some plans and some easement assessments.
Those have all been approved since April 1st.
They all have been. The 3 all.
Yeah, all.
Okay.
Better group. Yes.
It looks like, got their stuff they needed, so that was, as of March, move forward to April, see what happens. Next up, JCP.
Mr. Hankins.
I have, two dates for request and consideration. First date is, June 20th, 2026, for 250th, celebration uptown at the new pavilion. That's going to be sponsored by JCP along with the Historical Society. We're going to have some festivities and in tandem, hopefully it works out in tandem with the farmer's market as well at the same time. That's the first date. The second date is, for the fish fry, August 1st, 2026 at the downtown park pavilion as well. And those are the only two dates that I have at this time.
Do we need to wait? Have that written out? How to approve it? Yeah, to get it approved.
Yeah, I should.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anything's coming up. So.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. That's why we were wanted to get it out this month because June comes up quick.
yes, that's, so those 2 days and.
Yeah.
Or,
Everything else is done by another organization in the town, so we'll just work along with them. So that's all I got.
thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
And he was not here. Not that team of people.
I think Lori has a form for that resolution. So if you reach out to her, I think.
Okay.
Maybe put on the agenda for the next.
All right.
Next meeting.
Parks.
Good evening. Lot going on. So last month we had a weed wrangle to get rid of the rest of the honeysuckle. Then we need to get to be prepared for the planting. That is this Friday. This Friday from 9 to 3 at the nature park. We'll be planting hopefully all in one day, 500 understory trees. They're about 16 to 18 inches long currently. Great dogwoods, silky dogwoods, Washington hawthorns, choke cherries, and button bushes. In comparison to last year's, 3 of those are, it's not like we're repeating everything from last year. We're getting help from FTIC. We're also getting help from Tri-Wet High School. Maybe about 16, 17 of those folks. And we're getting 40 to 45 or so coming from FTIC. Boone County Invasive Cooperative is kind of spearheading the whole thing again this year. They're bringing the trees. They're bringing 10 to 12 people, possibly. So if you want to come out and plant some trees, be up there on the guide. Last week, Wrangle, I want to point out that was the largest amount of people we've had that weren't like either the school or FDIC or North Center. So a few more people are getting involved. It's always cool to see. At our last meeting, we decided on a shed manufacturer. We're going to go with Raber Sheds out of West Lafayette.
Say that name again.
Raber.
Raber?
Yeah, RABER Sheds, or I think it's Barnes is the actual name of the company. They're out of West Lafayette. Myself and Ryan, we went and kind of scoped out where it can go and what we could get and what we can, how we can maximize the space where it's going. We're looking at a 14 by 20 shed, 1 man door, 1 roll-up door. They'll all be facing the park area for security reasons. I connected Lori with Luke. Luke is the guy that I got the quote from and other various bits of information. And as far as I know, Lori and Luke are working together to make it all happen and finalize the numbers and everything. We did get a quote from them, so we had a ballpark. We're under budget. So we're good on that end of it. At least we picked something out. So now it's just pretty much in Lori's hands. We had a little bit of talk about the Apple Festival this fall. Just kind of a little chit chat, talk, nothing decided upon. We also talked about taking down the dead maple tree that's at the nature park that we tried to transplant from downtown. It didn't work out. Myself, Ryan, and Tim moved 19 flower pots that used to be downtown into the nature park. And I'm currently working with Pete Berg from Woody's because he's got a bunch of native species that we could purchase. Hope it works out. Plant in those boxes in the nature park, and hopefully within a reasonable amount of time have tags for them. So the trails will also become kind of like a learning experience too as well. Hopefully it all works out. I see no reason why it shouldn't. The rain garden was burnt. Thanks to Shane, he did that before he left. Appreciate the farmers market again for its third year. Currently, right now, we got 15 on the roster, and I'd say a little more than half of them have submitted their agreements and payments. And we're 11 days out from our first market. And I should tell you, I missed something that I have. Sounds good. Oh, also, for the shed, we got approved for a grant from the Jamestown Greater Area Fund. Greater Jamestown. I get it. I'll say it 3 times in a row wrong. Anyway, we applied for some grant money to be able to put tools in said shed. They gave us a bit more than what we asked for, so we should be able to stock that shed with everything that we need. Given the anything comes up at the park, we'll have everything we need right in that shed and go grab and take care of it. Hey, Jason. Some sort of poison. 2 years.
How big's the shed that you're getting?
14 by 24.
Okay. Does the park realize they own a lawnmower?
I have no idea. I know everything we own is everywhere. That's what we try to do.
I told him that I thought there was maybe a lawnmower or something.
There's a Dixie chopper sitting up at the front.
Really?
That was donated to the park. The last time the town got lawnmowers.
Okay. Well, make sure we'll get grants. So, because I mean, we got a 6 foot by I think like almost 7 foot tall door along with the main door, so we'll be able to roll it in and roll it out. We'll also have a wall for that base saving. So I have scenery over been a bit of chocolate in there. We own a lot of stuff, but we don't own 14 yet. But we're maximizing it, so because we know sooner or later we are going to use all that stuff.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna have it. It's gonna be brown. Neutral color.
Natural color.
Yeah, I mean it's the woods. It's a park. Kind of makes that. Either that or dark paint. That's all I have. Unless you have anything from me.
Nothing for me.
Awesome.
Thank you. Jamestown Fire Department. You're up. But we stalled as long as we could.
We stalled as long as they could. Well, I won't keep it too long. I'm sure you guys, my report to go through, but just hit the highlights real quick, just to let you know that, the Jamestown fire in the town of Jamestown was awarded a grant for the greater area Jamestown fund for $51,000.
No.
Greater area Jamestown.
So, wait, Jamestown, in the greater.
I mean, state correctly. For our agent turnout here. We have already started going through and getting everybody measured up. They'll meet the next couple of weeks and I should be able to cut the check here real soon. So by the end, before the end of probably Q3, everybody should have brand new turnout here. Me, the officers met real quick and I'm gonna come up with a mission statement. I'm sure you read through that real quick, but something that we're gonna start living by a little bit here is to serve our community with courage, commitment, and compassion. Those are gonna be our main goals, and that's what's gonna drive everything that we do moving forward. And we're gonna kind of put together a better mission statement, but that's the start of our mission statement and what goals that we're gonna try to achieve. We also have to thank the JCP. They have stepped up and paid for a sign, put on the sign of the building. It has been ordered, and we're hoping to have it up before the bean summer. With that, speaking of the bean summer, we've set our calendar for the year. May 2nd will be the bean supper. September 12th, we're going to be doing another touch and truck event. And then December 12th, we're going to do Stoop was sitting as normal. So if you guys would want to vote for, give us permission to use that building for those purposes, we would definitely want to do that and get that done, get that taken care of.
I don't think we should.
I have no issue with it. We don't need anything for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think generally there's not a resolution. So I think the next meeting, if not, or he has a formal resolution for that sort of stuff.
Okay.
The next meeting though is May.
It's in May, so
It means something for it.
it'll be something.
Then I guess all you can do is, yeah.
Just vote to, for May's.
Yeah.
Okay. I move we vote, to okay, May 2nd for the feed supper in the fire department. Second. All in favor? Aye.
On the ISO front, there's nothing really new to report. Sean hasn't gotten with me for the date yet. As soon as I get that, I'll have that communicated out to you guys. Of what day he plans on meeting. We've added 2 new members, to our department. One is Brett here in the back, which is the new pastor of the New Hope Church. Not only is he going to serve as our chaplain, but he's also going to become a firefighter too.
That's great.
And we've also welcomed back another firefighter who used to be with us, Jacob Bison. Jacob's already a firefighter 123, so he's, as soon as we get him, we got him some stuff already. And, we will, get him on the street ready to go.
How many does that make?
I believe we're up to 23, I believe, 23.
That's good.
Okay. With that, we have 2 additional applications. I have one gentleman from kind of Westfield that wants to try to participate and come over here. I think we're gonna give him the opportunity to come over here and do that. And then the other one that I just got today, is Aiden Weber. Aiden Weber is a young just out of high school, 20 years old. He's already had his firefighter 1-2. He's interested in doing a lot of public education, especially out of the schools and different things like that. So we're gonna get him, get those guys kind of wrapped up and interviewed, and we'll have them to our roster.
Great.
And then, along with that, we are working toward, another project. Now that we got the fire gear and the turnout gear wrapped up, we're gonna start working toward, some appropriations. The first thing will be to add 2 mobile devices, actual laptop computers to our vehicles in our fleet, our main fire truck, and then our small SUV. With that, we want to, so coming next month, I'm still kind of rounding up some things for an actual mobile device, some communication device that will go in there. It's no different than what the police department use. It's an encrypted version, so we can speak with dispatch, or not speak with dispatch, but be able to share information and stuff like that with them. I will get you guys those quotes, but what we want to do as the first thing is we want to try to add 2 mobile licensing software access for our dispatch center. The upfront cost is going to be basically $3,084 with a 2-year subscription fee of $572. With a grand total of $3,600. This will give us up to be able to talk and communicate with dispatch, and also it'll be able to pull up the address and the live information as the information is, the dispatch is carrying the information. We're going to be able to looking at this information live. So they get live updates on whatever run that we're going on. It immediately comes to that computer. It lights up and lets us know that, hey, these are the next things going, or this is, the fire's addressed here. Somebody's still trapped in the building, Is there somebody still trapped in the car? A lot of the other fire departments in the county use the same system, along with the police, and we're able to kind of talk amongst each other. And at the same time, if we're out on a run, we need to get some type of data from our computer software or first 2 software, which we're still uploading information, stuff like that. We can pull that out immediately. So I wanted to see if I can go ahead and sign this agreement with Alan to go ahead and start this process so we can get this uploaded.
Well, I think,
Yeah, probably, I actually real agreement.
The agreement, I believe, was in your packet right there. For, that you guys have. With everything, with everything else.
Yeah.
Along with that is also the other agreement with Caliper. But I'll just go over both of this so he can review it if he wants to. It's a simple.
I think we didn't have anything.
Leave it there. Now,
I dig it. Okay,
I gave them the second email you sent.
second one, the first one had both agreements in there, and I can share that with that. But, the other one is for what they call CAD integration in the first due. First due is, we talked about this a couple months ago, it was gonna cost us a significant amount of money to get it up and running. We've done our research and kind of figured out that this is probably about the only way. One, for us to be able to share that information and for dispatch to be able to communicate with us through first due. But also the biggest thing is it has all that information that we desperately need to be able to show ISO how we're responding, how long it takes us to respond. And kind of the mismatch information right now. ISO is looking at what dispatch says that we respond, because sometimes when they receive the call until we respond, it's a significant amount of time. This new system will basically lay it out. When 911 receives the call, sometimes it takes 2 to 3 minutes before we're ever even notified. And then it takes us 5 or 6 minutes to get to the station and get responding. Well, this will be able to show that the 911 center took the call at this time. We were notified 3 minutes later, and it only took us another additional 6 minutes to respond. It's crucial data to be able to hand off to ISO and improve our rating. So
it sounds like whatever fire department is going to need, volunteer or not, right?
volunteer or not, it doesn't matter. It's the same data that Zionsville, Lebanon, IFD is all sharing to show ISO what it is they're doing and exactly what kind of responses they're having and everything. It is a convenience for us because all that data that they're collecting up there gets shipped into this computer program. And now we have the ability to utilize that per unit, per run, per person, and stuff like that. Again, it's a significant amount of money up front. It's right at $5,700 for the upfront fee, but then again, it's only an additional $648 for a 2-year agreement. And then every 2 years, we'll have to come up with that $600. So basically, if you want to split that in half, that's per year. It's a pretty standard subscription.
That's 600 a year or 600 a month?
600 for 2 years. So it would be less than $300 a year per year. You're looking at that. So it's an additional between the two with just the license agreement is an additional $500 a year that we guarantee to have the data that what our fire department's responding with, what times are appropriate, and everything, that all the data we need to be able to hand off to ISO. ISO is getting very unfiltered data from the dispatch center right now, and they're not getting a good idea exactly what it is that we're doing down here. So by them doing this, by us integrating this into our system, we're basically sharing data with the dispatch center, getting basically a clearer picture. And also at the same time, we're going to be able to have that live information that we can get up to date and stuff like that. So it's a pretty simple agreement. It's not much of a, hey, you pay for this, this is what you get kind of, it's not much of a, and we're good for the next 2 years. And then of course, I think every 2 years, there'll probably a subscription like anything else will be normal. And we'll put it to a budget for the fire department for every year to account for it. So
It sounds like something that we're going to have for next month.
yes.
You agree?
I'm looking at a mobile 10 client software.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
That was the one that's for 30 or 3,000 for the total amount with the 2 year subscription for $36.24.
What's the second one?
The second one is for our reporting software, the First Due software. We'll take that information and put it into our into our run reports. And also put it right into our NIFRs, and then we have data information. Right now, we're going by handwritten paper. What is it?
Earlier, when was it end of last year? What was that one? I mean, what?
That was the first two, which is our assets and everything that we had. This is an addition, so along
with it?
works with it, and it combines their system with our system, and we exchange data. Every fire department in the county with First Due was kind of sold something that worked. And then, of course, once we got it, they were like, oh, never mind, you're gonna buy this additional $6,000 thing to make it work. So, I mean, we're kind of stuck in a hard place here with, we bought the system and now if we have to continue on to get it to work correctly, is this additional. I don't believe there's anything else beyond that once we pay for that, correct?
Yeah, that should be the end of it.
That should be the end of subscription for an additional cost. We did do the research on that. We did try to do the research where we could get something cheaper, what they call a data dump, but it wasn't gonna do what we wanted it to do. And at the end of the day, I think we need to go ahead and spend this additional $6 grand to go ahead and get this integrated. I talked to different departments over there, and they said they were trying to do the same thing, do a data dump of some sort, but they were like, once we did this, bam, we got all the information that we wanted to use and be able to track our units in our system, and then track our times with ISO and have everything tracked correctly. So.
Everybody's gonna end up with it.
I
Sounds
think
like.
if we could get, table it for this month, and if we could get just an idea of what the monthly cost is gonna be with the first, the one that was approved earlier than
The First Due.
and get a kind of a total, just so we can kind of see what's going out each month. I think that would be beneficial.
Okay, that's something I could try to break down for you at the same time. And like I said too, there will be an additional thing that we add on the computers. We'll have all that information for the month, data terminals that will go in the trucks.
Cause I did see it after I read it earlier, cause on your email, it says, I'm sorry, I sent the wrong version. I thought that was a bad email, so I didn't even look any further.
It was, I won't lie, I have to have my wife proofread some stuff. Still like a 3-year-old, and so, I sent it, and then I realized it's like, no, I sent the 3-year-old version, not the adult version. So, so yeah, she went through that, and that's kind of the mix up there, but, it's very, the other email, the first email had all the information that you guys wanted, or I have labeled of it here. So those are two things that I want, one, bring to your attention, and if we need somebody to review a contract or anything like that. And then the additional stuff, we'll talk about next month, and we'll have the additional for the computers, which are on the big bin, and then the data terminals, which will be installed in the vehicles and stuff like that. I just believe I just got the information on the data terminals. I haven't got to look at those quite yet to be able to review those.
So give you a month.
They'll give us a little bit more time, so.
Yeah.
And on that first email too, there's a list that Shane requested, breakout of the gear, of everybody that has in there. So if you guys have any questions about that, you just want to the next month, we'll review it. Other than that, you guys have any questions for me?
I think so. Was there something that needed to be surplus I saw?
Oh, there is a list that in that same first email, there was a list of spare equipment that we have down there. One, it's expired gear, some books, some different things that we've gone through there, wrote the serial number, how many we had. I just need a vote on to go ahead and be able to surplus those and dispose of those.
Yeah. I think it's on your need.
That's
one
need a
thing.
motion for that. More motion?
Sure, why not? Tabling. Yes,
Table-
I vote we table the fire department's, equipment until next month.
The surplus,
Surplus.
we can go ahead and do the surplus.
Oh, you're talking about surplus.
Let's do the surplus. And then we'll table that until next month. Let's
Okay.
get the surplus out of the way.
Okay, so you do it.
I make a motion to allow the surplus of the list of, was it the April gear expiration or was it the surplus list? I got.
Current surplus list on there should be surplus
I
list.
saw it.
I think it's about 100 and some items.
Yeah,
It's turnout gear, which is gonna go to the cadets. We're gonna label those up, and a lot of it's just spare books. There was an extra printer or two and monitor that we just need to dispose of, get out of there.
Yeah.
And a stove, an old stove.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the fire department surplus list.
Okay, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
They need a resolution.
Resolution.
I make a resolution.
We need to do a formal written.
Tell me again.
We can't do it then. We need a formal written resolution.
Okay, so we can't do it. More homework for Lord. Okay, it's fine.
So we'll table both of those items.
You get the resolution for next month.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay. Anything else for
Yes, we have Lori's report.
her report?
Three.
But I mean for Joe.
Oh, for Joe. No, no.
Awesome. Thank you.
How was your?
It was wonderful. It was the kids played their little recorders and sang us the blues.
Great. Okay. Okay, have a monthly report from Lori Beeston.
That's part that's Joe's. Or you don't have a.
Or did you have one?
I don't have a report.
It says clerk up here and monthly report.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Huh?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Did you guys do the Broadspeed contract?
Yes, they got the 2-year.
Okay. Did my people talk to you about it end to end?
No.
Nope.
Because they're on here waiting.
Which one?
Which one?
The
Well,
mic.
I think it's Michael.
It comes later.
I'm not sure.
He's on here, though.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you did.
Okay.
Michael, are you on Zoom with us? Yeah, Michael, but
No. All right. Did you guys have any questions about it?
no, I think we just came with a.
We just got stuff here.
I checked around the best I could and I still feel it's really overpriced, but that's just the way it's gonna have to be. Most businesses and towns are around 400 to 500 from what I found. But so we decided 2-year would probably be the way to go in hopes that Comcast or Xfinity or somebody would come through and maybe lower it down a little bit. So we're gonna go with the 2-year for now. That'll save us some.
Hello, Lori.
Yes. I'm having a hard time here with this.
We passed the 2-year one.
Good, because they had a if you signed up for 2 years, they had a $300 off setup fee, so that's good.
We've just been getting so much money back tonight from people. We can't hardly stand it.
We got a lot more money for you when you come back.
Lori,
Yeah.
while you're on there real quick, this Brightspeed contract, it says sign here, is that you want all counselors, or is that a
Is that a
shame?
Shane thing?
Yeah, I just one signature. I'm assuming the president. I don't know. I don't think it. I'm not really sure that it matters actually.
it is requiring a signature. I didn't know how quick we needed to. I was gonna ask Pam after the meeting, so if.
Yeah, if you want to sign it, you can, Ben, or Cookie. I don't
Okay.
think it really matters who signs it.
That way we can get it going. I think that's about
I think
everything.
it's not everything we have.
We have, plan commission, 0 appointments, park board, we have 1 appointment still needed. BZA, RDC are all full. Other meetings, RDC, April 16th at 6:30. Park board, April 28th at 6 PM. Plan commission, May 7th. Or 6:30, or at 6:30 directly following the BZA. BZA, May 7th, 2026. Is there any questions, comments, concerns? All right, can I get a motion?
I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, guys, I just locked this.